Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So do you have any question? You can ask me now. If you don't have, then we can start the presentation. I just review your comments in the chat box. I think you... Okay, if you check the Facebook group, all right, Onlne MBA on Facebook, some of my notification and posts, some of my posts on Facebook is not for you, it's for my students. Previous semester, I taught research methodology, so you should just follow the posts regarding to an entrepreneurship class, all right? Not all of my posts, just the posts that related to your class. And another comment that I received. Okay, I think that's all. The rest, I think, between you and your classmates. So, do you have any questions? I didn't receive any questions, so I consider no questions, so I can start my presentation. Today is our 6th class, so it means that we have another 2 classes for presentation from my side. Then after that, maybe I arrange one midterm exam for you, online test. And then after that, I will give you 2 weeks that you can prepare yourself for writing a business plan and present it to the class. All right. Today we want to talk about the organizational plan. In previous classes, we discussed about the entrepreneurship definition, entrepreneurial characteristics, and then we talk about the business plan, how to write it, what's content, and also marketing plan. We talk about the strategy inside the marketing plan, and today we will discuss about the organizational plan. Do you have any idea about organizational plan? Do you know what is organizational plan? Anyone in the class knows about organizational plan? Okay, good. I received one. All right. Mr. Mohammed Asif mentioned that it covers all organization sub-plans. It's correct. Yes, sure. Organizational plan is a master plan that cover all the objectives, all the things regarding to monitoring, staffing, allocation resources, responsibility of management team. All of them are under organizational plan. The other comment from Muhammad Harun Sahab. When your company begins to hire more employees, you need to have plans in place to ensure the organizational structure of your company and department. Yes, because about staffing and managing the team also under organizational plan. So your definition, Mr. Muhammad Harun, is part of organizational plan, but organization plan is wider than this concept. Mr. Arif mentioned a staffing operational plan. It's correct. A staffing operational plan is part of organizational plan, and performance plan, human resource plan, finance plan, correct, from Mr. Harun. They are all inside. Yes. So as your friend mentioned, as you mentioned in the chat box, organizational plan is a very master plan, the big plan, the company, the process of identifying an organization in a long-term objective, formulating, monitoring specific strategy to achieve these objectives. And it includes staffing, resource allocation, and the more important thing is about the responsibility of management team. Now, under organizational plan, we have some issues. For example, developing management team and the legal form of business. Okay, when we want to decide what legal form of business we want to choose, so it means we want to talk about the organizational issues. So today, we just want to focus on legal form of business. That is one of the organizational issues for entrepreneurs, all right? So, let me check. Mr. Samir mentioned that it lists out the plan of work, program, and organizational growth over a period of time. Yes, somehow it's correct because organizational plan has it's identified the process of doing staffing, resource allocation, all of this is a long period of time. So your comment can be, and then Mr. Muhammad Asif mentioned that in fact it reflects organization, operation, and strategic plan. Yes. Yeah, they are all related together. Strategy plan, operational plan, organizational plan, all in the one line. Yes, sure, Mr. Muhammad Harun wants to talk. Yes, sure. Hello, Mr. Harun. Yes. Mr. Muhammad Harun Sahab. Hello and good evening. You can talk now.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Yeah, do you have my voice?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Thank you finally that I found the chance to talk.
Okay, I'm happy too. Because previous class you cannot, today finally you succeed. Okay, yes.
I'm using my laptop tonight. Last time I used to use my Samsung Galaxy, so I couldn't have a chance to talk.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to have my short take also to share my understanding what is an organizational plan with my fellows. Maybe I could be wrong, but what I understand I will explain for the fellows.
Okay, that's correct.
An organization plan is basically a list of the functions of your organization you want to put in order, what to do, how to do, when to do, when to monitor, and when to evaluate it. So generally we say that before to make the organizational plan, we should have clear understanding of key functions in order to categorize the key functions. So, for example, one function of the organization could be fundraising, one could be community outreach, one could be online marketing. One could be, for example, recruiting the staff. So these are the key functions of the organization. So for each, we would open a department. Within that department, those functions would be carried out. So for them, we need to set the goals. For them, we need to set the goals. Then we will break down the goals into tasks. For tasks, we need to identify responsible people. It means within each department, we will recruit certain people to carry out certain activities or tasks. Then we need to plan it according to timeline, which could be the first, which could be done as the second step, which could be carried out third, and so on. This way we will continue with our organizational plan. Then we would determine the inputs or the resources needed for implementation of the organizational plan. What supports we need, how we could provide those supports. Then we will go through for the implementation, and after that we will focus on the evaluation of the plan. So finally we could say an entity or company with an organizational plan can be supported in these areas. They can set their priorities. They could make sure the tasks could be done in time. They could focus on one thing at one time. If you do not have a plan, you don't know what to do, and you don't know which one should be implemented first. Maybe without a plan, you could have no certain ideas. Maybe at once you would do so many activities that you cannot manage and control, and you cannot measure the results. So that was a brief understanding of mine on what an organizational plan is deemed to be for the people within the organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's very complete. It's very good. Yeah, your concept is true regarding to organizational plan. Just I can add that controlling and monitoring also should be done in organizational plan. Add to your explanation. It's complete. Really true. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. So I think Mr. Haron, with the example that support by example also the explanation. So I think the concept of organizational plan now clear to everyone. Then regarding organizational plan, there are some issues in the business. So one of these issues is the form of ownership. What type of ownership the business should be chosen when I want to start the business, okay? So, for choosing a form of ownership, we have some points here. Okay, so the first point is about choosing the form of ownership. There is no one best form of ownership. Because you should always remember that now we're in the entrepreneurship class, so whatever that we propose, it reflects on entrepreneur. So you should think about the entrepreneur who wants to set up the business. Then he or she should decide about form of ownership of his or her business. Sorry, yeah, business. So if the entrepreneur wants to decide about type of ownership, first of all, he or she should know that there is no one best form of the ownership. The best form of the ownership depends on entrepreneur's particular situation. So it depends on his or her situation, okay? And the other point is the key to choosing a form of ownership is understanding how each form's characteristics affect an entrepreneur's specific business and personal circumstances. So entrepreneur, when he wants to decide about type of ownership of his or her business, should know about his characteristic or her characteristic, should consider the business situation, about her or his situation, then decide choosing the ownership. So there is no best way or only one way that you say this type of this type of ownership is more fit or more suited to the entrepreneur. There is no. It depends on the situation and characteristics of entrepreneur. Now, after regarding this point, also there are some factors that you should consider as entrepreneur when you want to choose the ownership of your business. For example, you should consider tax consideration. Okay, how is the rule? What is the rule of tax consideration in your country, in your business? Liability exposure, start of capital requirements, control, managerial ability, business goals, management succession plan, and the cost of formation. Because in each country there are so many regulations, something like this under some organization or situation that they ask some cost because of set up the new business and formation of the business. So you as entrepreneur should consider all these factors and then decide about the type of ownership of your business. Now, in this slide, I put the different forms of ownership. The first one is sole proprietorship. The second one is partnership. The third one is corporation. Also, S corporation. That S corporation only U.S. Because this book based on U.S. study, so just I put S corporation. But you consider only partnership, corporation, and limited liability company and joint venture. I think maybe some of this expression is familiar with you. You heard about it. You know what is partnership, what is corporation, what is limited liability company and joint venture. Now today we discuss about these different type of ownership. Because entrepreneur, when he wants to set up the business, first of all should decide about the type of ownership of his or her business. In this slide, you can see that forms of a small business ownership based on percentage of business. So in U.S., when they have a survey, they can find that the sole proprietorship is the most type of ownership of entrepreneur, small business. Okay, 71.9%. It's good if you can see in your country that which of these form of ownership is more common and used by entrepreneur or in the small business. In America, I like this. The first type of ownership, sole proprietorship, okay? Then, here in this slide, it's mentioned the comparison between different type of ownership in a small business based on the percentage of income, all right? So, corporation, the small business corporation form of ownership reach more profit and net income, 55.8. So it depends how you want to compare it, how you want to compare a bit with this category of ownership. If you want to compare them based on the percentage of net income, or compare them based on the most used by entrepreneur, so each of them is different story. Now, one by one, we discuss about the advantage and disadvantage of these different types of ownership. Then it will be clear for you that you, as entrepreneur, will choose which of them. Okay. Advantage of sole proprietorship. It is simple to create because you are only alone. You are only one person that you want to run the business. Of course, it's simple to create. And least costly from 2BD. The cost is not too much. Profit incentive, because all the things that you gain from this business, earn from this business, all income, all the profit is for you. So it means you have a profit incentive. Total decision-making authority, all authority and take a decision with you. No special legal restriction because only one, so there are no many, legal rules and regulations. Easy to discontinue. And whenever you decide that this business cannot be continued, cannot be run, so you stop it. That's all. So these are advantages of first type of ownership for entrepreneurs that we call it sole proprietorship. Then also it has disadvantage. The disadvantage is unlimited personal liability. Of course, when you are only one person, so you don't have enough access to capital. You have a limited skills and ability, the feeling of isolation, and lack of continuity. So these are also disadvantages of the first type of ownership, sole proprietorship. So each of these type of ownership has some advantage and also has some disadvantages. And this is the art and the ability of entrepreneur that recognize which type of ownership is more suited for his or her business. Because all of them got advantages and also disadvantages. So the second part, the second type of ownership is partnership. So in partnership, an association of two or more people who co-own a business for the purpose of making a profit. I think partnership is very clear. And in this type of ownership, you are not only one person, you are not alone. You associated with two or more than two. Then take the time to create a written partnership agreement. So here, because you are not only one, you should associate it with other people, so you should spend time to write the partnership agreement. You need the agreement, but when you are only one, you don't need agreement. So as quick as you decide to run a business, you can do it. You can start. But when the ownership type is partnership, you should spend time for write the agreement because now you need agreement. Yes, Mr. Mohammed Harun Sahab mentioned in the chat box that the other disadvantage of sole proprietorship is drawback. Is that the owner is legally liable for all debts or injuries caused by business. Yes, correct. When you are alone in your business, only one, so it means all the benefits and profit for you. Also, if there is any risk, any debt, any loss, also you should pay it alone. You should compensate it alone. Correct. Thank you. Now for partnership advantages is easy to establish, but not as quick as sole proprietorship. Okay. Easy to establish. The other advantage is complementary skills of partners because now you have some partners, so each of them has some ability, and then you can complete all the abilities needed for the business. Division of profit and larger pool of capital. When you are two, when you are three, so your capital increases for set up the business. These are advantage of partnership. Also, there are other advantages such as ability to attract limited partners, minimal government regulation, flexibility taxation. It has some flexibility in terms in comparison between partnership and corporation, but it has less flexible than one person, okay? So it depends on comparison with which type of ownership, but partnership looks more flexible and minimum government regulation work for it. For disadvantages of partnership, we can say unlimited liability of at least one partner is very clear. And then type of partner, we have different types of partner. The first one is general partners, and the other one is limited partners. So for general partners, it means that take an active role in managing a business, have unlimited liability for the partners. They have, every partnership must have at least one general partner. So when you talk about the partnership partner ownership, so you should have one general partner. And then also you can have some limited partners, meaning that cannot participate in the day-to-day management of the company and have limited liability for the partnership debt. They are your partner, but they cannot participate in every decision of the business. Also, the other disadvantage of partnership is capital accumulation, the difficulty in disposing of partnership interest. Now, as Mr. Muhammad Harun also mentioned in the chat box, disadvantages is, let me check, okay, in partnership, we should also consider other partners' expectations, vision, and find a mutual coordination. So this can be one of the disadvantages of partnership. Why? Because it's difficult to arrange all the interests, all the ideas, all the decisions. Also, Mr. Harun mentioned that also the biggest drawback to okay, I think because now I received 3 comments, or maybe it increased, it's good if you can talk because I cannot follow all the comments on my side, all right? So regarding to this type of ownership, let me finish mine, and then I will back to your comments. So limited partnership, a partnership composed of at least one general partner and one or more limited partners. The general partners in limited partnership is treated exactly as a general partnership because it's limited, only one. So it's supposed to be the general partnership. And the limited partners has limited liability and is treated as an investor in the business because it is limited partnership, as the name also show us. So the limited partnership has limited liability. So any comments regarding to partnership or the first type, I mean sole proprietorship, then you can now talk about it. Mr. Harun, yes. Please tell us all the comments that you put regarding to this type of ownership. Yes, please, you can talk now. Hello? Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to add some on the advantage and disadvantage of the partnership.
Okay.
We discussed the advantages. Just on the disadvantages is that I just said that sometimes you're doing good, but other partners are making mistakes, and you will be found liable for what mistakes made by him, because that's a partnership, and you're equally. It depends on the agreement, on the agreement on the paper, what you agreed on. But anyway, you will be responsible for your partner's actions. And also, profit is very limited. It means that the profit is made needs to be shared among the partners. The other thing is that the lifetime of the partnership, because in the middle of the business, some of the partners may withdraw and would say that it's enough for me. I would like to end up the partnership with you. Other thing that is also difficult to grow it up as you wish, because you need to invest more and you come up with some new ideas to develop the business, but you may face some opposition from your partners. And also, decision making is not an easy process. You need to sit together with your partners, and you need to consult, and you need to negotiate a lot. So to convince your partners to agree your ideas or agree on your new goals. So these are the, I think, another major part of disadvantages for the partnership in business. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for explanation. Just answer my question. If you know that, how is in Afghanistan ownership of a small business? Which type do you think is more common?
Most people in Afghanistan prefer the first type, to run their business alone. So most of the small and medium enterprise or business are owned individually. Major businesses are in partnership. There are 2, 3, 4, 5 and more partners who are doing the business together. But some small business in its type, it's a very structured business, but it's not registered. It is not licensed. It is run by individual person. But if you implement law on that, that could be a proper, well-structured business. But most of the business are like that. They're not well registered and licensed. But most of business are in the first type, is individually done. In some
why do you think they choose one?
Sorry?
Why do you think they choose one type of ownership alone? Why? Because of regulation or because of lack of the capital? What's the reason?
The reason is that it's much easier in Afghanistan to do your business by your own. And another thing is, in business environment is not so trustable. So people find it difficult to trust each other. And also, when you are running a business, you have brothers or you have sons. If you are a father, so you can get help from those people. You don't need to enter into partnership with other people to share your profits and benefits you're making on your business. Other things that people most of the time escape from the liability, taxation, and other things. So they want to keep everything under their own control, and they shouldn't disclose their business financial information with others. Maybe within a partnership, if there's going to be between 3 or 4, one may be honest and would encourage other colleagues to pay the taxes and to provide a realistic financial annual report. Maybe other partners would oppose that. So in this case, people prefer to run their business.
They run the business alone individually, how can they afford the financial matter? I mean, how can they afford the capital? Because one person, how can is there any situation that gives them loan or something like this?
Yes, most of business run individually or not so big. Small and to some extent not considerably medium. But people started applying for loans. There are some private banks. There is one government also providing loans for the business society, business community. So,
all right.
These loans, yeah. Also, partnership because there is not so much foreign investment in Afghanistan. So one major part of the partnership is upon a kind of investment from overseas. You are hosting so many overseas companies into your host country and investing money, so they will be looking for partners, local partners. And the foreign investment is not considerably large in Afghanistan. It was also taking opportunity from the people to enter port. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good information, thank you. Any other comments? Let me check. Okay, all from Mr. Sahab and Mr. Samir. Do you want to add something? Samir Jam, I think, if I pronounce correct. You want to add anything? Because you put one comment. No, all right. All right, okay, no. All right, thank you from Mr. Sahab. Now we can go to the other type of ownership that we call it corporation. As I see, regarding to Mr. Harun, I think in Afghanistan, most of the small business, the small or medium, or most of the entrepreneurs do as a sole proprietorship or as a partnership, not corporation. But also there is this ownership for entrepreneurs to run their business, a separate legal entity from its owners. Type of corporation can be domestic or can be foreign or alien. Domestic means a corporation doing business in the state. It is very clear. Foreign is a corporation chartered in one state and doing business in another state, because it's considered only U.S. America. So the example only mentioned by state, can be province or city. And alien, that I think this type also U.S. only available, is expression from another country but doing business in the United States. So it seems that a corporation can be publicly held or closely held. If it has a large number of shareholders, and these whole shares usually traded in one of the large stock exchange, so it means publicly held. It means that everyone can buy the shares and know about the price. But if it is closely held, it means a corporation in which shares are controlled by a relatively small number of people, often, for example, family members, relatives, or friends. So it's not announced in the public place, and then there's no opportunity for everyone to then share and sell their shares. So advantages of this type of ownership is limited liability of the stockholders. It's really limited because there are many, so they have a limited liability. Comparison between do the business for your own. So of course you have limited liability. This limited liability of the stockholders can be considered as ability to attract capital, ability to continue identity independently, and transferable ownership. So when you run the corporation, so it means that you have this ability to attract the capital, but your liability for continue the business or any decision that you want to do in your business, it depends on others partners. And transferable ownership is very difficult also. Cost and type of incorporation, double taxation, potential of diminished managerial incentives. Of course, there are also disadvantages, and legal requirement regularity red tape. It means that lots of requirement regularity needed for this type of ownership. And maybe loss of control by founder. Yeah. Also, there is another ownership that we call it limited liability company, and then an abbreviation is LLC. Okay, S corporation is type of corporation that only is available to us, so I omit this as well. Then LLC is something similar to corporation, but there is two documents for them that needed: articles of organization and operating agreement. There is some same restriction as corporation has, but there is some rules. For example, when you have a LLC, so you cannot have more than two of these four corporate characteristics: limited liability, continuity of life, breach and transferability of interest, and centralized management. You can only have two of them, not more. Okay. Now, so totally, in conclusion, concluding, we can say that most use legal forms or most use ownership. We can divide to three parts: sole proprietorship, partnership, and private limited company. These are more common in developing countries, especially developing countries. So when you want to talk a legal form, most of the entrepreneurs are familiar with only these three types of ownership. Now, we overview now only these three types of ownership that are more common and useful. So, as a type of ownership, we can say in a one glance that sole proprietorship is individual, partnership is no limit on number of partners, and private limited company is that no limit on number of shareholders. So in partnership, we have partners, but in private limited company, we have shareholders. So these are two different partners and shareholders. You should be careful about the concept of these two. Regarding to liability of owners, it's the first type that you are alone, you are individual, so individual liable. For business liability is unlimited. For partnership, as we talk about, this is all individual liable for all business liability, so it's also unlimited. And private limited company, shareholder liable for amount of capital contribution. I received one question in the chat box from Mr. Samir Jam: difference between C corporation and S corporation. Corporation, C corporation is corporation. S corporation is type of corporation just available in US. US has something like S corporation. All right, then the definition it depends on the regulation of the organization or institute in USA that gives permission to the company that they can register as S corporation or normal corporation. So I have one slide about it, but because it's only about US, I will give it to you if you want. But it only depends on the rules and regulation for registration that the institute in America gives to the company. There is some criteria, all right, that they have that they distinguish between this type of corporation. So it's something like rules and regulation. It's not depends on the characteristic of entrepreneur or something that is useful for us as well. So it's only about regulation in America, so because of this type of it. Maybe in other countries, for example, Afghanistan, maybe there are some rules that they categorize, the ownership different way with other countries, maybe developing or other, but maybe Europe are also different. But in most of the time, these three types of ownership is considered in every country, and it's very common. So in terms of comparison between cost to start a business, of course, sole proprietorship, trade number, fees at CCM. Here again, CCM, I think the name of the organization, US that gives the permission. So they call it CCM. In Afghanistan, I don't know what you call. Partnership general, also the trade name, filing fees at CCM again. Private limited company, they have other rules and regulations. So the cost to start the business, when you want to start a business, you should go to the institute or company or organization that deal with these issues. Then they will direct you that how much you should pay to them, that they register your name of company under the list that they have. So country by country, the name of organization change. Country by country, the regulations will change, and also country by country, these costs will be changed. So it depends on which country are you in, and then you should go to the related organization in this matter. In terms of continuity of business, as I mentioned, if you are alone, you can stop your business whenever that you think it's true, it's okay. But in partnership, you have a permission of other partners, and in private limited companies, you should have a meeting with other shareholders and then decide. So it means that the process of continue or discontinue of the business in private limited company is more complicated. About transferability of interest, when you are alone, so complete freedom to you, to seller, to transfer. If you want, you can sell your business to other people. If you want, you can transfer your business to other. But in partnership, again, general partners has this liability that they can transfer, they can sell or no. So they need the consent of other partners as well. And of course, in private limited company, shareholders can sell, buy stock, and then maybe some transfer is restricted based on the regulation and agreement that they have. So when you want to run a business with partners or shareholders, you have some agreement. So based on this agreement, whenever you want to transfer of interest, it mentioned that in your agreement you should have a permission of other partners, you should have a permission of other shareholders or no. If it mentioned yes based on the agreement, so it means that you should follow the rules that you mentioned in the agreement. Capital requirement, of course, when you set up your business alone, sole proprietorship, so normally raised by individual contribution, limited sort of capital you have. So because of this, there are some organizations or some banks, governmental or private, that they provide loans for the business because when you run the business alone, it's very difficult to access the sources, capital. And in partnership, also loan is acceptable, and new contribution require change in agreement. But if you want to attract new sort of financial sources, it means that you need to change something in your agreement, add the name or something like this. And in private limited companies, raised by sale of stock, bank borrowing. Also, you can borrow the bank from bank, loan, you can ask loan, and also raised by sale of stock. So if your company grew and then has a more profit, so after that, for next year, you can raise the price of your stock. And by this way, you can get more resources. Regarding to management control, when we want to have a comparison between this type of ownership, we can say that the first one, owner makes all decisions. You are alone, so all the decisions will be done by you, will be made by you. You are the only leader. In partnership, all partners have equal control and majority rules will be accepted. And for private limited company, majority shareholder have control, day-to-day control with management. So in private limited company, there is management that they control everything day by day. And then the majority shareholders will be informed about all the things happen in the company by their management. In terms of distribution of profits, the comparison between this type of ownership can be this way, that when you are sole proprietorship, owner receive all profit and losses that we discussed about it before. And then if you are partnership, so this profit and losses distributed between the partners based on the agreement. So agreement is very important, has a main role in partnership ownership. Then private limited company shareholders receive profit through dividends. So they don't receive the profit directly, just the dividend. So if you want to raise the capital for your business, if you are alone, so you can do it whenever you feel that your business is success and you want to increase the capital, you can. But for partnership, it depends on capability factors and also the consent of partners. For private limited company, limited owner liability is attractive to investors. Also, there are some other procedure and legal aspects that we consider under our organizational plan. like license, authority, business right protection, for example, copyright, patent, standard and quality that we call it ISO or ISO 9000, for example, good manufacturing practice award, something like this, that all of them also consider as legal aspect organization plan. So finally, we can say that for organizational design, we should have a structure, we should have a planning, measurement, evaluation, chance, reward, selection criteria, training, management, board of director, board of advisor, all of them under organizational design. And as you mentioned, in organizational plan, also we should consider the managing the team. So if we want to manage the team, we need if we have effective team, we can manage them better, and then the performance of organization will improve. So effective team is a team that they see the clear purpose. They will inform about the purpose and objective of organization very clearly. And also, they listen, civilize disagreement, and decision. They attend the decision of the organization. And open communication and clear role. They are clear about the role and task that they have, and also open communication is another important factor for having the effective team in an organization, and also share leadership and external relationships. And self-assessment also is very important. If we have a feedback from our team, it can be help organization or improve their performance. Okay. All right. So today's presentation is about different type of ownership is finished now. If you have any question, you can ask me now. Okay, I received one question from Riyadullah, Mr. Riyadullah. He asked me, Madam, you feel in companies the number of shareholders can increase in future or not? Yes, but it depends on the agreement and it depends on the decision of management team. In some cases, yes. but it's not very usual and normal, but in some cases maybe yes. If all the shareholders have consent and the agreement also let them, maybe they increase the shareholder in terms of increase the capital of the company. And get the point, Mr. Yazullah? All right. Any other questions regarding today's presentation or previous classes, and also regarding to your homework? What's going on with your homework? Have you started the business plan? Any group started or not yet? Okay, the group with Miss Nadia not started yet. Group with Arif started, good. Group with Samir Jam started. Okay, Mr. Samir, what's the title of your business plan? What business do you want to start off? How is it? Can you give me the name, the title? Also, the group with Mr. Arif, what is your business plan? Can you explain a little bit? Okay. Mr. Samir Jam, Sony laptop. All right. Which part of this company? What do you mean by Sony laptop? In Afghanistan, or how is it? The branch, the specific branch, about the franchising, about what? Mr. Samir Jam, can you hear me? Any other group member that is same group with Mr. Samir can explain a little bit more? And what about the group with Mr. Arif? What's your business plan title? I think you have time. You have time to complete the draft of your business plan by another 1 month, okay? Then after that, you present your business plan slides, prepare it as a slide, and then present the class, and after receive my comments or your classmate comments, any suggestion, then you can go back and improve it and submit it in another 2 or 3 weeks. So the first draft that you need for presenting the class, you have around 1 month. You have time about 1 month. I think most of your classmates do the group project, so you can check with Miss Nadia. She will help you to find the group But if you want to do it as individual, alright, okay, no problem. But I think business plan, if done in the group, is better because business plan has many parts. It includes financial part, marketing, and then it's good strategy. So it's good that you work the business plan in a group, that each of the students do one of these parts, and then you can share your knowledge and experience. If you want to do all of them by yourself, maybe you cannot focus deeply on each of these parts, and it becomes a big job for you. But it depends on you. If you want to do it individually, you can. If you want to do it as a group, that I suggest to do as a group, you can arrange with Miss Nadia. Miss Nadia, would you please help Mr. Nasir to Nisar? Nisar, I don't know Miss or I hope, I don't know she or he, but would you please arrange with this student, I think new student. Explain for her or him the procedure of finding group. Okay, he, all right. Miss Nadia, would you please help him? Oh, Nadia also he. All right, sorry. Okay. All right, good. So you can find the all right, Miss Nadia, would you please give me the recent, group name, if there is any changes. If there is no changes, because now Mr. Nisar also should join to one of these groups. So whenever the list changes, please update it and then again send to me. Thank you. I received that email, but I think now it should be some changes because Mr. Nisar should join to one of his groups. Yes. Please, all of the class, all the students, arrange with Miss Nadia. Then Miss Nadia contact to me. All right? No need to send individually email that mention your group. All the group, all the things that related to the group, you should just arrange with Miss Nadia. And then Miss Nadia will contact me. So for those groups that they haven't started the business plan, I suggest them to start as quick as they can, because I think you don't have time to prepare the content, the draft, the write-up. Also, you should provide the slides and make ready yourself for the presentation. And also, I think another 2 weeks you should attend the online test for the midterm exams, and should complete another 3 assignments that I've sent to you before, 2 cases and 1 interview. So please manage your time and prepare the schedule timetable for yourself to that you can cover all of these assignments and group project and final project, all right? Because after that, the deadline cannot be extended. so I omit a final exam for you. Then there is no final exam, okay? The business as your final project. So please work on your business plan very carefully and submit it completely, at least around 30 pages to 40 pages, 50 pages maximum 50 pages. So put the references and work on this business plan, because I think if in this class you learn how to write a business plan, it means the job done, and then no need to do any final exam. But in terms of content of the slides and the book and all the other material that I sent to you, we need some tests that make sure that you review the slides, the theoretical the theoretical content of this class. So we have one test online for midterm. I think another 2 weeks. Maybe by end of December or last week of December, something like this. You should be prepare yourself for the midterm test. And then that's all. Any question? I don't know what you mean, Mr. Nisar, by the details of business plan, but if your name is under the list, you should receive my email that I sent all the slides for you. I mean, slides of session 1, session 2, session 3, session 4, and session 5. Then I think you can find all the slides for business plan, how to write the business plan that I have present in the class in session 3 or 3 or 4. Review this session, then you can find the slides that explain how you should write the business plan, what is a business plan, something like this. Also, please check your email. I think around 3 weeks ago or 1 month ago, I sent 2 PDF files about business plan sample. Also review them. Then you can get the idea how you should write a business plan. In terms of style, I told you it should be from 30 pages to 50 pages. Maybe 50 also too much, 30 to 40, something like this. And then the style should be 12 times New Roman, and a space between paragraph 1.5. And it should be included references. My keyboard now got problem. Would you please, one of the students, put in the chat box that I said about the style? 12 times New Roman, and then 1.5 space between paragraph, and then justify, and between 30 to 40, 45 pages, and including references. Please, one of you put it in the chat box, type, because now I cannot type. All right. If everyone gets it, no problem. All right, good. Then needed one of you read the whole of the business plan that you write in the group and check the English, something like this. I don't want to see the grammatical or dictation, spelling, something like this error in your write-up. All right. So at the end, one of you should check everything in details. Mr. Ari, what do you want I say again? Which part do you need to know about it? A style. Okay. 12 times New Roman, 1.5 space between paragraphs. Justify it. I think that's all. Is it clear for you now? Mr. Arif, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. All right, good. So any other question regarding the slides, content, your assignment? Dear student, if you have any question, you can ask me. If you don't have, we can finish the class now. Okay, thank you for attendance. We'll see you next Thursday. Have a nice week and goodbye. Thank you.